Today we're going to be talking about the top 5 DAX keyboard shortcuts that you can use with DAX that will save you real time. Hi, my name is Ned and I make videos on BI tools, mainly the Microsoft Stack and mainly Microsoft Power BI. And today we are talking about keyboard shortcuts. And it's extra exciting because Keychron, the keyboard company that makes really cool mechanical keyboards, sent me a free keyboard to show you keyboard shortcuts on. So if you're interested, there's an affiliate link to Keychron's website down below in the video description, as well as to the specific keyboard that I'm going to be using in this video. And then we're going to talk a little bit more about their keyboard, which runs some really cool open source firmware midway through this video. Okay, with that out of the way, if anything I've just described sounds interesting to you, do me a favor and go and like this video, and then if you haven't already, move on over and hit the subscribe button. All right, let's jump into the computer and let's talk keyboard shortcuts and how you can save time. And oh wait, by the way, I'm going to show the shortcut on the screen first before I show you what it actually does. This will be kind of a good test for those of you that think you know all the shortcuts. I'll flash it on, see if you know what it does, and then I'll show you what it actually does. Okay, and let me know down in the comments if you knew all of them already. Okay, now let's jump into the computer. So the Power BI file that we're going to be using is this Power BI file right here. And this is a kind of a sneak preview of a video I'm working on for the channel. But it has this really complex SVG image URL in it that's functioning as a measure. And by complex, I mean if we click into it, look at this thing. It is wild. And so it's really, really good for demoing keystrokes that you might want to use when writing DAX, because keystrokes really help save time, especially when you're trying to move through a large image like this. So the first keystroke that we're going to be hitting is going to be Control G. Do you know what it does? Well, I'm going to hit it right now and let's see. So I'm going to hit Control G and look at that pop up. It brings up a text box that you can then use to navigate to any specific line. So for example, if I want to move from line 153 all the way down to 166, I can just hit Control G and then type 166, or I could go 200, right? There's 200 or 300 down here. Now this saves you typically a ton of time if you're on here and you don't want to, if you're trying to move down the colors, right, and I don't want to hit my mouse, I can just go Control G and go, oh, boom, I want to go to line 16, and then I can go on over and edit it. The next one is one that I hope you all know, but if you don't already know, is absolutely critical, and that is Alt Enter. Can you tell me what it does? Well, it creates a new line here. So I'm holding the Alt key and hitting Enter, and as you can see, it creates a new line. There is one kind of specific thing that it does here, and that is it creates a new line above. And what I mean by that is if I go and hit Alt Enter, right, it's creating a new line. So I'm moving from line 23 down here to line 24. And that does then transition us into our next keystroke, which is Control Shift Enter. Can you guess what that one does? Well, if you guessed it inserts a new line below, you would be right. So again, Control Shift Enter below, Alt Enter above. Control Shift Enter below, Alt Enter above. Isn't that cool? Okay. Now let's talk a little bit about this keyboard that Keychron sent me. Just kind of the basic features, but then also I want to show you how you can use its open source firmware to create some custom macros for some of these keys. And make sure to stay watching because we have another 2 keystrokes coming up, and I have saved the best for last. So here is the keyboard that Keychron sent me, the K10 Max QMK wireless keyboard. First, what is special about it? Well, it's a full 100% layout, which means that you get the number pad over here. It also is completely hot swappable, which means that I can switch out the switches behind it for pretty much anything I want. Although I wouldn't want to in this case because it's running brown switches, which means it gets that nice clicky noise. Now, what has me really excited about this keyboard is that it's running QMK open source software, which means that you can completely customize pretty much anything about it. So I can connect this keyboard by going and searching for Keychron Launcher and then hitting connect. Now, once it's done that, I have all kinds of custom settings. So the first thing that I can do, that's probably the most important, is I can update the actual firmware of the keyboard. The next thing that I can do that's kind of probably a little bit more fun is I can adjust things like the backlight. So as you can see right now, it's kind of a yellowish orange, but I can change it. So for example, it's doing jelly bean raindrops, right? Which is what it's doing now. Or I can change it so it is a breathing. So it looks like it's alive. But for this video, we're talking about macros and we're talking about keystrokes. So if I click on over here from layer 2 to layer 0, what I can do is I can start to set and record some custom hotkeys, which is again what we're talking about in this video. So in order to record a macro, I've got two options. I can either hit this start record button or I can start to drag over some shortcuts. We're going to use the record function and we're going to try to program the keyboard so it can automatically do the DAX go to line functionality when you push this F13 button. So let's hit start record and then we're going to go Control G. Now, as you can see, it picked up that I hit Control G down and then Control G up, which means that if I now hit stop record, I should now have a macro that when run, actually goes ahead and triggers the DAX go to line functionality in my macro 0. So I'm going to grab this macro 0 and I'm going to assign it to F13 here. So there we are. It's now assigned to F13. So let's go test this in Microsoft Power BI. Okay, so here we are in Microsoft Power BI. And as you can see, we have a huge measure, an SVG image URL that I've used in a few of these videos. It makes that animated progress URL. Let's try to test our macro. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to push our hotkey. And as you can see, up popped go to current line, which is what Control G is and what we reviewed earlier in this video. And I can simply then go ahead and type 29 and it'll bring me all the way down to line 29. So if any of that looks interesting to you, please consider using the affiliate links down below in the video description. Uh, Stuff like this really helps me justify spending additional money on software to support this channel. And I really want to get a nicer screen recording program because right now I'm just using OBS, which means that anytime I want to kind of do a zoom in or zoom out, it can be a bit of work either setting up OBS or actually in editing. So I'd love to be able to kind of go out and justify the cost of some of these fancier software programs. That said, let's get back into keystrokes because the next two that I have, I think are really pretty exciting. I think I've saved the best for the last. So moving then into Microsoft Power BI, we have a keystroke that is Control Shift backslash. What do you think this one does? Well, I'm going to show you. So if I hit Control Shift backslash, as you can see, it jumps to the alternative bracket. Now, this might not be that useful in something as small as this, but if you think about a really large calculate statement where you're trying to kind of jump around or maybe if you added an extra bracket, this can save you so much time in troubleshooting. So it's a really, really important one to learn and know exists. Which finally then brings us to our last keystroke of this video, the fifth one that I am telling you about, and that is Control/. So I'm on the line here, and what do you think it does? Well, I'm hitting it. Boom, comments it out. Isn't that slick? Look at how fast I'm commenting out these lines in DAX. Faster than you could type the two backslashes. So with that, I hope that you learned a lot during this video. I certainly had a lot of fun making it. If you did enjoy it, again, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And with that, I'll talk to you another day.